Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mother is the Pranam. All glory to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you so much for joining. Lavani, can you please read?
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhujis and Matajis. And today's Japa quote is, only way to control the mind is to neglect the dictation of the mind and always chant the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna.
Yes, that's the only way. Only way to control the mind. Only way. That is the only way. What is it? To chant the holy names. That's it. We have to put into practice. Abhyasa. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, right? How to control the mind. He has given two solutions. Abhyasa and Vairagya. So Abhyasa means practicing the chanting of the holy names. Chant the holy names of the Lord. And neglect. Vairagya. Vairagya means detachment. Detachment means, for example, I am not this body. I am spirit soul. Whatever comes to applies to this body is temporary, right? And our intelligence are also temporary. Our mind also temporary. Our false ego also temporary. Actually, both subtle body and gross body both are temporary. Whereas the soul is eternal, right? This holiness of the Lord is on the soul platform. We are acting. We are acting on the soul platform. So only way, even though your mind is not controlling, even though your mind is thinking so many other things, but still you have to take the bead bag, touch the beads, chant the holy names of the Lord, right? So all Vaishnava acharyas, Bhaktivinoda Thakur also, even though if you are not getting taste, but still you have to chant, right? You are not getting any happiness, still you have to chant. Gradual process. I mean, over time we get that experience. I mean, Krishna is not like frigidity, that kind of guy. He's a loving father. So if we show our sincerity by chanting the holy names of the Lord, automatically he is going to give the mercy. So I'm humbly requesting everyone, try to join at 7:30. Possible. I mean, you have your families, children, but still, if at all you can find, if you find time, please join 7:30 to 8:30. 4 rounds we are doing. I'm seeing regularly Raju Prabhu is a number one. He's going to join 7:30 by 7:30, and he's always.
Actually, that my time is like 6 to 8 probably starting time. So that's the reason it's very comfortable for me to join.
So I'm requesting, please make your time comfortable, just like Raju Prabhu. So please, whatever time, I mean, you have children or household chores, that's okay. Just try. If we step one step ahead for Krishna, then Krishna is going to push for 1,000 steps. So that's the thing. Thank you so much again. With Mangalakshmi prayer, we will start with our regular reading. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatinirandasya Chakshurmilitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namah. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Yes,
So
yeah.
yesterday
We are
till
reading.
55
Yeah.
for 55th verse.
Yeah. Today we have how many? Now 9, including 10. So we'll complete. So there are 271 verses close to. The 10 we'll read quickly. So okay. So this is a chapter 4 of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila. The confidential reasons for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are just reading text translations. So 55 up to 55 completed. So we'll read from 56. I'll read 10 and I'll over to you. 10, 10, 10 we will read. So text 56. Radha and Krishna are one and the same, but they have assumed two bodies. Thus they enjoy each other, tasting the mellows of love. Now, to enjoy rasa, they have appeared in one body as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, I shall first delineate the position of Radha and Krishna. From the description, the glory of Lord Chaitanya will be known. Srimad Radhika is the transformation of Krishna's love. She is his internal energy called Hladini. That Hladini energy gives Krishna pleasure and nourishes his devotees. Lord Krishna's body is eternal, Sat, full of knowledge, Chit, and full of bliss, Ananda. His one spiritual energy manifests three forms. Hladini is aspect of bliss, Sandhini or of eternal existence, and Samvit of cognizance, which is also accepted as knowledge. O Lord, you are the support of everything. The three attributes, Hladini, Sandhini, and Samvit, exist in you as one spiritual energy. But the material modes, which cause happiness, misery, and mixtures of the two, do not exist in you, for you have no material qualities. That's why when he appears in the material world, he appears as a spiritual body, spiritual form, beyond the three modes. Text 64. The essential portion of the Sandhini potency is Shuddha Sattva. Lord Krishna's existence rests upon it. Text 65. Krishna's mother, father, abode, house, bedding, seats, and so on are all transformations of Shuddha Sattva. Very good. Yes. Yeah, Deepa Mata, please continue.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat.
Correct.
The condition of pure goodness, Shuddha Sattva, in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead is revealed without any covering, is called Vasudeva. In that pure state, the Supreme Godhead, who is beyond the material senses and who is known as Vasudeva, is perceived by mind. The essence of the Samvit potency is knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna. All other kinds of knowledge, such as the knowledge of Brahman, are its components. The essence of Hladini potency is love of God. The essence of love of God is emotion, bhava, and the ultimate development of emotion is Mahabhava. Sri Radha Thakurani is the embodiment of Mahabhava. She is the repository of all good quality and the crest jewel among all the lovely consorts of Lord Krishna. Of these two gopis, Radharani and Chandravali, Srimati Radharani is superior in all respects. She is the embodiment of Mahabhava and she surpasses all in good qualities. Her mind, senses, and body are steeped in love for Krishna. She is Krishna's own energy and she helps him in his pastimes. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who resides in his own realm, Goloka, with Radha, who resembles his own spiritual figure and who embodies the ecstatic potency, Hladini. Their companions are her confidants, who embody extensions of her bodily form and who are imbued and permeated with ever blissful spiritual rasa. Now, please listen to how Lord Krishna's consorts help him taste rasa and how they help in his pastime. The beloved consorts of Lord Krishna are of three kinds: the goddess of fortune, the queens, and the milkmaids of Raja, who are the foremost of all. These consorts all proceed from Radhika. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Samyukta Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Just as the fountainhead, Lord Krishna is the cause of all incarnations, so Sri Radha is the cause of all these concerts. The goddess of fortune are partial manifestations of Srimati Radhika, and the queens are reflections of her image. The goddesses of fortune are her plenary portions, and they display the forms of Vaibhava Vilasa. The queens are of the nature of her Vaibhava Prakasha. The Vraja Devis have diverse bodily features. They are her expansions and are the instruments for expanding rasa. Without many concerts, there is not such exaltation in rasa. Therefore, there are many manifestations of Srimati Radharani to assist in the Lord's pastimes. Among them are various groups of concerts in Vraja who have varieties of sentiments and mellows. They help Lord Krishna taste all the sweetness of the rasa dance and other pastimes. Radha is the one who gives pleasure to Govinda, and she is also the enchantress of Govinda. She is the be all and end all of Govinda, and the crest jewel of all his concerts. The transcendental goddess Srimati Radharani is the direct counterpart of Lord Sri Krishna. She is the central figure for all the goddesses of fortune. She possesses all the attractiveness to attract the all attractive personality of Godhead. She is the primeval internal potency of the Lord. Devi means resplendent and most beautiful, or else it means the lovely abode of the worship and love sports of Lord Krishna. Krishnamai means one who's within and without our Lord Krishna. She sees Lord Krishna wherever she casts her glance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Sandhya Mataji, please read.
Or Krishna Mai means that she is identical with Lord Krishna, for she embodies the mellows of love. The energy of Lord Krishna is identical with him. Her worship, Aradhana, consists of fulfilling the desires of Lord Krishna. Therefore, the Puranas call her Radhika. Truly, the personality of Godhead has been worshipped by her. Therefore, Lord Govinda, being pleased, has brought her to a lonely spot, leaving us all behind. Therefore, Radha is Paramadevata, the supreme goddess, and she is worshipable for everyone. She is the protectress of all, and she is the mother of the entire universe. I have already explained the meaning of Sarva Lakshmi. Radha is the original source of all the goddesses of fortune. Or Sarva Lakshmi indicates that she fully represents the six opulences of Krishna. Therefore, she is the supreme energy of Lord Krishna. The word Sarva Kanti indicates that all beauty and luster rest in her body. All the Lakshmis derive their beauty from her. Kanti may also mean all the desires of Lord Krishna. All the desires of Lord Krishna rest in Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radhika fulfills all the desires of Lord Krishna. This is the meaning of Sarva Kanti. Lord Krishna enchants the world, but Sri Radha enchants even him. Therefore, she is the supreme goddess of all. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Lavanya, want to read? You have that.
Yeah.
96 from 96.
Yeah. Sri Radha 96. Sri Radha is the full power and Lord Krishna is the possessor of full power. The two are non-different, as evidenced by the revealed scriptures. They are indeed the same, just as musk and its scent are inseparable, or as fire and its heat are non-different. Thus Radha and Lord Krishna are one, yet they have taken two forms to enjoy the mellows of pastimes. To promulgate Prema Bhakti, devotional service in love of Godhead, Krishna appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya with the mood and complexion of Sri Radha. Thus, I have explained the meaning of the fifth verse. To explain the sixth verse, I shall first give a hint of its meaning. The Lord came to propagate Sankirtana, that is an external purpose, as I have already indicated. There is a principal cause for Lord Krishna's appearance. It grows from his own engagements as the foremost enjoyer of loving exchanges. That most confidential cause is threefold. Swarupa Damodara has revealed it. Swarupa the Goswami is the most intimate associate of the Lord. He therefore knows all these topics well. The heart of Lord Chaitanya is the image of Sri Radhika's emotions. Thus, feeling...
10 let us.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Praveen Prabhu, Aryan Prabhu, you can start from 106.
Swarup, the heart of Lord Chaitanya is the image of Sri Radhika's emotion. Thus, feelings of pleasure and pain arise constantly therein. In the final portion of his pastimes, Lord Chaitanya was obsessed with the madness of separation from Lord Krishna. He acted in erroneous ways and talked deliriously. Just as Radhika went mad at the sight of Uddhava, so Lord Chaitanya was obsessed day and night with the madness of separation. At night, he talked incoherently in grief with his arms around Sarupa Damodar's neck. He spoke out his heart in ecstatic inspiration. Whenever a particular sentiment arose in his heart, Sarupa Damodara satisfied him by singing songs or reciting verses of the same nature. To analyze these pastimes is not necessary now. Later, I shall describe them in detail. Formerly in Vraja, Lord Krishna displayed three ages, namely childhood, boyhood, and adolescence. His adolescence is especially significant. Parental affection made his childhood fruitful. His boyhood was successful with his friends. In youth, he tasted the essence of rasa, fulfilling his desire in pastimes like the rasa dance with Srimati Radhika and the other gopis. In his youth, Lord Krishna made all three of his age and the entire universe successful by his pastimes of amorous loves like the rasa dance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, Prabhu, you can-
Hare Krishna. The Lord Madhusudana enjoyed his youth with pastimes on autumn nights in the midst of the jewel-like milkmaids. Thus, he dispelled all the misfortunes of the world. The Lord Krishna made Srimati Radharani close her eyes in shame before her friends by his words relating their amorous activities on the previous night. Then he showed the highest limit of cleverness in drawing pictures of dolphins in various playful spots on her breast. In this way, Lord Hari made his youth successful by performing pastime in the bushes with Sri Radha and her friends. O Purnamasi, if Lord Hari had not descended in Mathura with Srimati Radharani, this entire creation, and especially Cupid, the demigod of love, would have been useless. Even though Lord Krishna, the abode of all mellows, had previously in this way cured the essence of mellows of love, still he was unable to fulfill three desires, although he made efforts to taste them. I shall explain his first desire. Krishna says, I am the primary cause of all rasas. I am the full spiritual truth and I am made of full joy, but the love of Srimati Radharani drives me mad. I do not know the strength of Radha's love with which she always overwhelms me. The love of Radhika is my teacher and I am her dancing pupil. Her prema makes me dance various noble dances. Oh, my beloved friend Brinda, where are you coming from? Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Prabhu. Yes. Lovish Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dhanavad Pranam.
Yeah, Dhanavad Pranam. Prabhu.
Whatever pleasure I get from tasting my love for Srimati Radharani, she tastes 10 million times more than me by her love. Just as I am the abode of all mutually contradictory characteristics, so Radha's love is always full of similar contradictions. Radha's love is all-pervading, leaving no room for expansion, but still it is expanding constantly. There is certainly nothing greater than her love, but her love is devoid of pride. That is a sign of greatness. That is a sign its greatness. Nothing is purer than her love, but its behavior is always perverse and crude. All glories to Radha's love for Krishna and the enemy of demon Mura. Although it is all-pervading, it tends to increase at every moment. Although it is important, it is devoid of pride. And although it is pure, it is always beset with duplicity. Sri Radhika is highest abode of that love, and I am its only object. I taste the bliss to which the object of love is entitled, but the pleasure of Radha and the abode of that love is 10 million times greater. My mind races to taste the pleasure experienced by the abode, but I cannot taste it, even by my best efforts. How may I taste it? If sometimes I can be the abode of that love, only then may I taste its joy. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Akincham Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Prabhu.
Kannada.
Text 136. Thinking in this way, Lord Krishna was curious to taste that love. His eager desire for that love increasingly blazed his heart. That is one desire. Now please hear of another. Seeing his own beauty, Lord Krishna began to consider. My sweetness is wonderful, infinite, and full. Is wonderful and infinite and full. No one in the three worlds can find its limit. Only Radhika, by strength of her love, tastes all the nectar of my sweetness. Although Radha's love is pure like a mirror, its purity increases at every moment. My sweetness also has no room for expansion, yet it shines before that mirror in newer and newer beauty. There there is a constant competition between my sweetness and the mirror of Radha's love. They both go on increasing, but neither knows defeat. My sweetness is always newer and newer. Devotees taste it according to their own respective love. If I see my sweetness in the mirror, I am tempted to taste taste it, but nevertheless I cannot. If I deliberately on the way to taste it, I find that I anchor for the position of Radhika.
Yes, Prabhu.
Can I
Thank
go,
you.
Prabhu? Okay.
10 చదువుతున్నాం Prabhu. Yeah, we are reading 10 verses. So, Raju Prabhu, yeah, please read.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranam. So, who manifests an abundance of sweetness greater than mine, which has never been experienced before, and which causes wonder to all. Alas, I myself, my mind bewildered upon seeing this beauty, impetuously desire to enjoy it is like Srimati Radharani. The beauty of Krishna has one natural strength. It thrills the hearts of all men and women, beginning with Lord Krishna himself. All minds are attracted by hearing his sweet voice and flute, or by seeing his beauty. Even Lord Krishna himself make efforts to taste the sweetness. The thirst of one who always drinks the nectar of that sweetness is never satisfied. Rather, the thirst increases constantly. Such a person, being unsatisfied, begins to blaspheme the Lord Brahma, saying that he does not know the art of creating well and he is simply inexperienced. As he has not given millions of eyes to see the beauty of Krishna, he has given only 2 eyes, and even though those eyes blink, how then shall I see the lovely face of Sri Krishna? The gopi said, "O Krishna, when you go to the forest during the day and we do not see your sweet face, which is surrounded by the beautiful curling hair, half a second become as long as an entire age for us. And we consider the Creator, who has put eyelids on the eyes we use for the seeing you, to be simply a fool." The gopis saw their beloved Krishna at Kurukshetra after a long separation. They secured and embraced him in his hearts through their eyes, and they attained a joy so intense, a joy so intense that not even perfect yogis cannot attain it. The gopis cursed the creator of creating eyelids that interfered with their vision. There is no consummation for the eyes other than the sight of Krishna. Whoever sees him is the most fortunate indeed. The gopi said, "Oh friends, those eyes that see the beautiful faces of the son of Maharaj Nanda are certainly fortunate, as those 2 sons enter the forest surrounded by their friends, driving the cows before them. They hold their flutes to their mouths and glance lovingly upon the residents of Vrindavana. For those who have eyes, we think there is no greater object of vision." Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah. Text 156, the women of Madura said, what austerities must the gopis have performed? With their eyes, they always drink the nectar of the form of Lord Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness and is not to be equaled or surpassed. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self-perfect, ever fresh, and extremely rare. It is self-perfect, ever fresh, and extremely rare. The sweetness of Lord Krishna is unprecedented and its strength is also unprecedented. Simply by once hearing of such beauty, the mind becomes unsteady. Lord Krishna's own beauty attracts Lord Krishna himself, but because he cannot fully enjoy it, his mind remains full of sorrow. This is the description of his second desire. Now please listen as I describe the third. This conclusion of Rasa is extremely deep. Only Swarup Damodara knows much about it. Anyone else who claims to know it must have heard it from him, for he was the most intimate companion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The love of the gopis is called Rudha Bhava. It is pure and spotless. It is not at any time lust. The pure love of the gopis has become celebrated with this name, lust. The dear devotees of the Lord, headed by Sri Uddhava, desire to taste that love. Love and lust and love have different characteristics, just as iron and gold have different natures. The desire to gratify one's own senses is kama, lust, but the desire to please the senses of Lord Krishna is prema, love. Yeah, Mataji, Deepa Mataji.
Hare Krishna. The object of lust is only the enjoyment of one's own senses, but love caters to the enjoyment of Lord Krishna, and thus it is very powerful. Social customs, scriptural injunctions, bodily demands, fruitive action, shyness, patience, bodily pleasure, self-gratification, and the path of Varnashrama Dharma, which is difficult to give up, the gopis have forsaken all these, as well as their own relatives and their punishment and scolding, for the sake of serving Lord Krishna. They render loving service to him for the sake of his enjoyment. That is called firm attachment to Lord Krishna. It is spotlessly pure, like a clean cloth that has no stain. Therefore, lust and love are quite different. Lust is like dense darkness, but love is like the bright sun. Thus, there is not the slightest taint of lust in the gopis' love. The relationship with Krishna is only for the sake of his enjoyment. O dearly beloved, your lotus feet are so soft that we place them gently on our breasts, fearing that your feet will be hurt. Our life rests only in you. Our minds, therefore, are filled with anxiety that you, with your tender feet, might be wounded by pebbles as you roam about on the forest path. The gopis do not care for their own pleasure or pain. All their physical and mental activities are directed towards offering enjoyment to Lord Krishna. They renounced everything for Krishna. They have pure attachment to giving Krishna pleasure. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Samyukta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. O my beloved gopis, you have renounced social customs, scriptural injunctions, and your relatives for my sake. I disappeared behind you only to increase your concentration upon me. Since I disappeared for your benefit, you should not be displeased with me. Lord Krishna has a promise from before to reciprocate with his devotees according to the way they worship him. In whatever way my devotees surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pradha. That promise has been broken by the worship of the gopis, as Lord Krishna himself admits. O gopis, I am not able to repay my debt for your spotless service, even within a lifetime of Brahma. Your connection with me is beyond reproach. You have worshipped me, cutting off all domestic ties which are difficult to break. Therefore, please let your own glorious deeds be your compensation. Now, whatever affection we see the gopis show for their own bodies, know it for certain to be only for the sake of Lord Krishna. The gopis think, I have offered this body to Lord Krishna. He is its owner and it brings him enjoyment. Krishna finds joy in seeing and touching this body. It is for this reason that they cleanse and decorate their bodies. O Arjuna, there are no greater receptacles of deep love for me than the gopis, who cleanse and decorate their bodies because they consider them mine. There is another wonderful feature of the emotion of the gopis. Its power is beyond the comprehension of the intelligence. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Sandhya Mataji, you raised.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Text 186. When the gopis sees Lord Krishna, they derive unbounded bliss, although they have no desire for such pleasure. The gopis taste a pleasure 10 million times greater than the pleasure Lord Krishna derives from seeing them. The gopis have no inclination for their own enjoyment, and yet their joy increases. That is indeed a contradiction. For this contradiction, I see only one solution. The joy of the gopis lies in the joy of their beloved Krishna. When Lord Krishna sees the gopis, his joy increases and his unparalleled sweetness increases also. The gopis think, Krishna has obtained so much pleasure by seeing me. The thought increases the fullness and beauty of their faces and bodies. The beauty of Lord Krishna increases at the sight of the beauty of the gopis. And the more the gopis see the Lord Krishna's beauty, the more their beauty increases. In this way, a competition takes place between them in which no one acknowledges defeat. Krishna, however, derives pleasure from the beauty and good qualities of the gopis. And when the gopis see his pleasure, the joy of the gopis increases. Therefore, we find that the joy of the gopis nourishes the body, nourishes the joy of the Lord Krishna. For that reason, the fault of lust is not present in their love. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mother. Thank you. So we are almost there. So there are 271. What's your idea, Prabhuji Samata? Can we continue or we'll do tomorrow? 271. This is the biggest chapter in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. 277 verses.
Yeah, let's read tomorrow, Prabhuji.
Yeah, then we will read tomorrow. Yes, until 195 we stop here. Yes. So in this chapter, you all see, I mean, when you read, when we all read, we are reading, so it's especially describing about the Radha Bhava Tattva, right? So Radha Bhava Tattva. Krishna, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So we are reading this chapter, right? Can anybody tell who is Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? What is his mood? What is his? So we are
Radha
Radha Bhava Tattva, right? So he's Krishna there and Radha also, Radharani also there in his body. In the mood of devotee, in the mood of serving, the sweetness of Radharani is there in the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He experienced the love of God. So he is Krishna himself come in a form of devotee, and the mood is Radha Bhava Tattvam. So entire chapter is describing about this Radha Bhava Tattvam. If you are reading, no, that's where it's a big chapter, 277 verses explaining in detail. Again, yeah, thank you so much for joining. Lavish Prabhu, Raju Prabhu, Lavanya, Samyukta Mataji, Atinchan Priya Prabhu, Deepa Mataji, Aryan Prabhu, Praveen Prabhu, Sanjay Mataji. Thank you so much for regular habit of reading. So this is a regular, that's where it creates a, the good vibration in the morning. Discipline, especially we develop the quality of discipline for reading of Srila Prabhupada books, translation books. Thank you so much again. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha.
Past and future.
Nandakoti Vaishnava ki jai. Jai Gaur Hari Premanande Hari Hari. Have a happy Krishna conscious day. See you all tomorrow.
Thank you.